We can start with questions in the room here.
Having a little bit of time to reflect on the Liberty game, is there any positives or negatives that kind of stand out to you?
Well, just reflecting on the game, we got off, had some adverse things happen to us early in the first quarter. And, to be honest, we never really regrouped until I think the one impetus and one play that gave us some impetus was when Jarrell made the interception. Seemed to, kind of stem the tide. And then in the second half, we played about what I expected us to play. We didn't make any adjustments defensively. We didn't, we stayed stuck with the game plan offensively. Obviously, there's some things back offensively that we'd want in that second half, especially in the third quarter. But, in terms of defensively, I thought we settled down and played. I just scratch my head and say, why didn't we play like that in the first half? But, it is what it is, and you move on.
A couple injuries here and there. How's the team looking health-wise?
Yeah, I think, for the most part, we're fine. So, can't think of anything off the top of my head that's glaring that doesn't at least have a chance to be back. So I think we'll be okay there.
Looking forward to UConn. They just came off a 31-3 win against Sacred Heart. What do you see out of that?
Their offensive coordinator, Nick, does a good job. I worked with him at Boston College. They love to run the long zone. That's probably their number one play. In terms of, they move the quarterback in terms of, his play action stuff. And, they're very, they don't do a whole lot on defensively, but they're sound in what they do. And, it's a solid team.
Rivalry game, obviously.
Yep.
UConn. What does that mean to the team having that matchup coming up?
Well, obviously it gives us a chance to get right back on the horse and get excited about playing this great game of football. And you only get to play your rival once a year. So, I'm sure the guys will be ready to go when we hit the practice field today.
End of the season, last game coming up. What are you looking to see out of the team to wrap things up in 2023?
Well, just like to see them stay together, play together. Obviously I'd like to see them play, play that style of football that when we have been successful, good things are happening on both sides, and complementary football is important.
All right, we'll do Zoom next.
We'll take questions from Zoom. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hi, Kevin.
You've obviously done this for a long time now. Heading into this final week, have you learned anything about yourself this year, just coaching-wise, that you may not have known?
Just play each and every game, and in each and every practice as its own separate entity. But make sure you go to work with a smile on your face and realize that you're working in the great game of football. And obviously, we're making strides as a team. It's not going as fast as I want it to be, but that's a good thing too. So life is good, my friend. I get up every morning, I get to coach football, and I get to be around great people.
Go ahead, Richard.
Good afternoon, Don. It's kind of simplistic, but just talk about playing UConn. They're an independent, you're an independent, you already beat Army, you're not playing Notre Dame, so could be the king of the independents around here.
Well, I've been on both sides of this rivalry, so, that's kind of an interesting piece. But boy, you know, to play at home in our rivalry game, you know, it only happens twice in your own career. If you can't get excited about that, we got real problems.
Go ahead, Howard.
Don, if you could elaborate a little on the growth of your team from practice until now. You said things maybe aren't going as quickly as you had hoped, but can you just reflect on the ups and the downs this year and what it's been like?
You know, you don't want to be a crybaby, so don't be one. But you know, I mean, obviously we've been plagued by, you know, some injuries that have hurt our development. But at the same time, it's nice to see certain guys, based on given an opportunity, have you know, also, you know, developed a lot of confidence into playing well. You know, I think Juan Lua, you know, he was a third team safety and he ends up playing a lot of corner for us. And, you know, he had 2 pass breakups last Saturday. You know, all he cares about is just, you know, getting better. And he's taking advantage of, you know, his last months of being a collegiate football player. You know, I think of that and, you know, just, you know, you better get up and get ready to go to work so guys like that have a chance to flourish, and that's a real positive. And he's not the Lone Ranger, you know. I see a number of our guys, you know, P at safety's doing a good job. I think Tyler's really improved as well. On the offensive side, you know, our little running back just gets better every day. And he may not be the biggest guy in the building, but he might be the toughest guy in the building. And just like the way he goes about his business as a group, I think our offensive line's improved, you know, and improved in a good way. Jarrell Johnson's kind of matured at the one linebacker spot. Nazi's playing in the Viper spot, and he's shown his versatility. George Johnson at receiver. Simpson's really had a better year than I thought he'd have. You know, just coming into a new system and so forth. But I've been really happy with the way he's performed. And hey, let's face it, Tyson's been less than 100%. Hasn't cried about it. He's just gone about his business. And, you know, those are good things. So it's nice when you can, you know, talk about your players that have, you know, had to grind it through. And even I look at this team, you know, like I'm not nervous at all about going to work today at practice and knowing what I'm going to get. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a group of guys focused, ready to go to work, and go right back at it.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
What are you doing, man?
I have an
Huh?
obscure one for you.
What's that?
I spent some time last week with Brandon Collier,
Oh my gosh.
and I was wondering if, given that if you could talk a little bit about kind of the unique place he has now in college football as far as helping to find guys from Europe that can play at your level.
Well, he's done a good job, and you know, obviously, is well respected in the recruiting, you know, area. Does a good job of identifying talent, identifying guys with potential, and that's not always easy to do in his particular deal, because a lot of those guys don't have a lot of experience. So when you're looking at them, you've got to keep that in the back of your mind that you got to take guys that, you know, run fast, jump high, this, that, but also you can project maybe tough guys that can play this game of football. And I think that piece is the tough piece to evaluate for those guys, is who really has the toughness, enjoys the contact, and you have to enjoy the contact to go ahead and be a college football player. And he's certainly done a nice job of carving out. I mean, there's not a school you're going to go to in this country and it is not going to know who he is.
Is it nice for you as someone who loves football as much as you do to think of the possibility of the game going a little more global and a guy that you have a connection with having a role in that?
Oh yeah, anytime that somebody I'm connected with does something good in high school or college football, I'm their biggest fan. And Brandon was a great player when he was here, loved football, and I think that just jumps out even today with the way he goes about doing his business. And he does a lot of traveling now. I mean, that's the one piece that you cannot overlook is the amount of travel that he has to do.
For sure. Thanks.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Coach, this senior class, what have they meant to you not only on the field, but off the field as well as you sort of, got transitioned back into UMass and the culture?
It's a good group. Obviously, have been through a lot of change. I can't say that this group has, rubbed me the wrong way or done anything like that. They've just come in and gone to work, and they're doing the very best they can on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you, the day-to-day basis is the tough thing, because in college football, you're at it 6 days a week, and they afford you one day off, but those guys welcome me with open arms, and our staff, and have attempted to do all the right things, and I'm glad we've been able to make some progress for them. But what a way to go out if they could get this fourth win this weekend.
Let's take our last question from Garrett.
Coach, I'm just going to bring it back to last Saturday against Liberty. I was hoping you could touch on a little bit about the dual threat of their quarterback, Salter, and the issues that he caused you, not just with his arm, but put on the ground.
Yeah, he's good. We didn't get him on the ground. We got him on the ground twice, but no sacks. When you have a guy that can minimize your sack total, and it's not like we weren't trying, because we were. We brought 5 a number of times on throwing scenarios. He put the ball up there for us a little bit where we had some chances. Jarrell had the interception. Lua had the 2 pass breakups. Noah Boykin had another pass breakup. So, and I think he was 11 for 22. So we held him, to 50% in the completion percentage. But he probably, like we were talking yesterday, every one of his scramble yards, every one of his yards was off a scramble. I don't think there was a designed run other than there was an option play going to our left that he turned into a 12-yard gain. I don't think there was a designed run that he had. Most of it came on, ad-libbing and just finding a way to make yards. The thing I didn't like, we were 6 of 12 on third down. And, obviously part of that was he got out on third down twice to extend drives.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All righty. You guys have a great day. And a great